And I'm David. And we're talking about Big Brother Week 3.
Week 3, still good gameplay.
These people are nuts, and they are here to play.
Nuts and here to play.
And it's a good combination.
That's what we like to see.
As we spoiled for you guys last week, Tyler wins the veto on Wednesday. We got to see Jody come back.
Yes.
Which was interesting.
Yes, Cody and scripted lines
not great.
Don't go well together.
Yeah, Jessica did a lot of the heavy lifting there. But Tyler just eked out a win over Rachel, right? And I think she's kind of a dark horse for some of these like smarts comps. I think she's going to be a competitor there, which is great. She might be. Nobody's talking about her.
No one's talking about her.
Yeah, especially because she's like getting a crap app. I think that might sort of be an advantage for her indirectly because people are like, oh, if you get a crap app, we're not paying
Honestly,
attention.
you don't want a crap app. It hurts your feelings.
Yeah.
But it's good for games.
Yeah.
Because people automatically disregard you.
Yes, absolutely. Tyler has won the veto, and now he and Caitlyn agree that it's best for him to use the veto on Scotty, as we talked about last week as well.
Of course, this is their big plan to backdoor Swaggy.
Yes.
So we get to see the dramatic veto ceremony.
Oh my gosh. And leading into the veto ceremony, Caitlyn can't keep her mouth shut, right? And she starts to tell people her plans. So she's telling Haley. Haley is shocked, but she sort of goes along with it because she's like, I can't go against the HOH. But then she goes and tells Rockstar, and Rockstar is upset. Fessy finds out. He's pissed. So like some people know going into the veto ceremony.
Right. I mean, she should have told her alliance from the get-go.
Right.
Like, why are you hiding it from your alliance?
Until
and then,
like an hour before.
Last minute like push.
Yeah. Like Sarah said, very emotional at the veto ceremony. Caitlyn's crying.
But of course, it's the total opposite of what it's supposed to be. Swaggy is the one that just got backdoored.
Yes.
And he is stoic, calm.
Yeah.
What do I gotta do? Caitlyn's the one who's like, oh my God,
mess.
I can't.
And she's up in the HOH room, like curled up in a ball in the fetal position, and people are trying to comfort her, and like, she just can't handle the pressure of what she just did. And it is a big game move, but like, own it. That's a cool thing to do in week 2.
Yeah, but I think she's more that she just backstabbed someone. She wasn't loyal.
Yes, right.
She went against someone that doesn't feel good.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm assuming.
Then Swaggy, we talked about this last week too. Swaggy has his big epic talk with Tyler and Caitlyn.
Right, and as we saw, Tyler's like, oh good, I'm glad I'm here for it.
Yeah,
so I can counteract everything he says. Ultimately, Swaggy did a great job. He went to everybody. He did emotional plays to Sam. You know, he tried to make deals with Casey and, you know, all the girls. He did what he could do. Yep. He tried.
He was there to play, which I really respect because so many people get put up on the block and then they just sort of roll over and die until eviction night, right?
Let's jump to Thursday.
Yeah.
Because Thursday, it didn't really pay off for Swaggy.
It didn't. He tried so hard, but it wasn't enough.
He tried so hard, but he also didn't get, there were a few things that I just like wish he could have figured out.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Tyler had turned against him from the get-go. They weren't together in week 1. Like Swaggy couldn't figure this key stuff out.
Yeah.
But what was shocking is who flipped.
Scotty. Wearing a t-shirt.
Swaggy's t-shirt in that diary room says, I'm nobody's goon.
Yeah.
I vote to evict Swaggy. And I was like, well, wait, whose goon do you think you are that votes Swaggy? Like, I wasn't sure at that time what he was doing.
Right.
Did he think Swaggy had done something against him? Like, what that was about? Right. You don't know. But it didn't matter. Swaggy C gets evicted.
Yeah. And Swaggy gave a great speech too, right?
Oh, I loved his speech.
Yeah.
And of course Winston's was just like, nee.
Yeah.
But even when Swaggy was sitting with Julie out on the stage and Tyler comes clean in his goodbye message, which I loved. Yeah. Swaggy still doesn't get it. He said like, oh, he fell in love with Caitlyn. No.
Yeah. No, he outplayed you.
He just told you that he had, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So unfortunately we saw a strong player go already.
But that's Big Brother, you know? And like good for Caitlyn and Tyler for orchestrating that whole thing because that's a big move on week 2. Swaggy's gone.
Then we get a shocker of a HOH competition.
Yeah. Comes down again to Rachel and Scotty. Final 2. They have to go to the tiebreaker question. Rachel has the most insane guess of all time.
It was a little
12,000
over.
segments.
It was a little over.
Seconds, yeah. Scotty wins HOH, which is great for him because he has just flipped on his side of the house and
Because
voted out
apparently
Swaggy.
that's what happened. Week 1, the flipper wins HOH. Week 2, the flipper gets HOH.
Yeah.
That's a theme.
So now we're heading into Sunday's episode, right? Scotty's
Right.
the new HOH.
So, but let's just say at this point though, Scotty has been in the middle of the house this whole time. So
Yeah.
I honestly was like, I don't know who he really wants to target.
Totally, because he was just bros with Steve, and then he kind of went with Swaggy's side, but then he flipped on Swaggy's side, so you're wondering, like, where does his loyalty lie?
And when he was like, I'm nobody's goon, I thought, what does that mean and where's your head?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Okay, Sunday's episode.
So Scotty's the HOH, and he is cooking up this plan that he needs to backdoor the bros, right? And they had a little segment with the bros where they were saying, like, this is a strategy,
Was
we want to
cute.
come off stupid and, like, not threats and whatever, but Scotty's not falling for it. He's breaking up that duo.
I love, and they showed a little bit of Tyler's pitch to Scotty. But there was also more pitching from JC that they didn't show. But ultimately the two of them had said, like, okay, we're going to tell him Rockstar's, you know, talking bad about him. Rockstar's the shady one, that Rockstar should be the target. That was their plan going in.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Scotty was like, no, like Scotty just threw logic back at them.
He shut it down.
He was just like, no, I need her as a number.
Yeah.
Oh no, she'll be a target next week then.
Yeah. He's like,
You know,
I don't
like-
need to get her out right now.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was fighting against them or anything. He literally was just laying out logic.
Yes. And they
I-
had no rebuttal because what can you say?
Right.
He was like, no, she's one of the numbers on my side, so like I don't need to get her out this week.
That's how you do it.
Just so cool and calm.
I loved it.
And also this breaking up the bros idea is good for Scotty to sort of like mend fences with the rock stars, with the Haleys and Fessy and that side of the house, because they're at the beginning of Sunday's episode piecing things together and they're realizing that maybe Scotty is this evil mastermind genius who wore a Swaggy C t-shirt and voted to evict Swaggy C. They're kind of figuring that out.
It didn't take long for them to be like, well, he had to be the flip vote.
Yeah. And they're like, maybe he's not even a virgin.
The unfortunate part about that is that Rockstar, you can't say that the new HOH is an evil genius.
Right.
And you can't let the whole house hear you say that. Like, Rockstar can pick up on stuff, but she has a mouth on her, and unfortunately that is her downfall so far in this game. And as we saw, that was who JC and Tyler wanted to pitch.
Right.
Because she was saying things like that.
Yeah.
So she has to be super, super careful.
Needs to be careful. But again, it's not working this week with Scotty. Scotty's got this whole strategy where he's gonna ask everybody 2 questions. What happened with the Steve vote? And who are you most afraid of with the house? And he's using those answers to determine who he's gonna put up.
But apparently he was already set on the bros.
Already set, yeah.
So I was impressed with Scotty's HOH.
In the conversation with Sam that Scotty had, Sam kind of like, by
She
accident blows up
totally
Winston's game.
Threw Winston under the bus and she had no idea.
Yeah.
She's like, you know, I had to give him my vote because he voted for me. And Scotty's like, who do what now?
Okay.
Wait a minute, he
'Cause
just told
Winston told me.
differently. Yeah. And then they're kind of like, well, he lied to one of us.
Yeah, so either way, he's a liar in Scotty's eyes, right?
Right.
So then there's another conversation where Winston's saying like, oh, we gotta make Scotty think that I voted blah, 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 blah. And Sam's like, well, I wish you told me that before my one-on-one with Scotty because I already told him that you voted to
Sam's honesty has been nothing but refreshing this whole time. I love it.
Yeah.
And she gets to play it off like, I just didn't know.
I didn't know.
I'm learning this game.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
And no one's really mad at her about it.
No.
They're just like, oh,
because
Sam.
it seems genuine.
Yeah, right.
And I think it is genuine. I think she legitimately is trying to figure it out, but that's my
Totally.
strategy. If I ever go in the house,
Just
I'm
play
gonna be like,
dumb.
I just didn't know.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
So now Winston has to like sort of go into damage control mode and he goes up and he feeds Scotty this story that like he had to lie to Sam.
Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't work because Scotty is it's amazing how Scotty can see through all of this in person. It's hard to like listen to a person give you a pitch and know that they're lying. We can watch it on TV and know that they're lying because we know all sides of these conversations.
Right.
But
How
Scotty's
many
so good at
Big
seeing
Brother
through it.
seasons have we seen people go, oh.
Yeah.
Well, he made a good point.
Yeah.
And then off their track they go.
Yeah.
totally different way.
But Scotty is sticking to this plan. The only thing that might derail him is Brett, because Brett is apparently Mr. Charming.
Well, so here's the thing. Let's go ahead and say Scotty put both of the bros on the block.
Right.
But he calls out Brett's game, which is a big deal. I mean, you have to come up with some sort of reason. I'm putting you on the block because of blah, blah, blah. But to put you on the block and say because you're so charming, you've got everyone sort of wrapped around your finger in this house.
That's a bold statement.
You just told everyone his game.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be livid if
Yes.
you said that about me.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. The one last thing about Sunday's episode is that we got the last installment of the App Store.
I'm bummed that this is the last.
I know, this has been kind of fun.
I liked this little twist.
Yeah, I thought they would sort of see, because there were 5 each of crap apps and power apps, so I thought they would sort of see through all 5, but we're only getting 3 of each. And Haley is the unlucky winner of the crap app this week, so she gets Read It, and she has to recite Hamlet, you know, on a
Which, by the way,
pedestal.
how is that a consequence?
It's not really.
How many performances of Shakespeare are put on all the time?
Right.
People are literally
It's a thing
paid
people do, yeah.
to perform Shakespeare. And people pay to go see it.
Right.
But, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
That's a punishment, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And
Glad it wasn't too bad.
Right. And then Bailey gets the final power up, which I can only assume is because the love of her life
Oh
got
my
sent
God.
out of the house and we all
The
felt bad for
internet
her.
was pushing for her so much. I voted for her to get it. I mean, you just kind of want her to get it after her showmance is evicted.
And she's sort of, you know, feeling alone in the house at this point, so it's good for her to have a little boost in confidence, right?
Yeah, totally.
So hers, what does she get? She gets identity theft.
This one sounds cool. It is kind of like stealing the HOH, but you don't get the full HOH.
Right.
You just swoop in and steal their nominees.
Which is crucial. That's like a very important stage.
That's a big thing. I think key to this one, though, is keeping it a secret.
Which?
She's only told Fessy as far as I know.
Okay.
Of course, anytime Fessy knows something, I'm worried he's going to tell Caitlyn, and that's all she wrote.
Oh
Caitlyn will tell everybody.
Yes.
But if they can keep this under wraps, then she's good to go. If people find out about it, you just easily backdoor everyone for the rest of the time and lie to her. Because if she thinks she's safe or her friends are safe, she's not gonna ever swoop in and change the nominees.
Right.
And she can't do it for veto. She only can do it those first 2 nominees.
Yes, right. So that's it for Sunday.
I do hope we get to see her use that.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
And I will say we haven't seen a single power used yet. And I wanna see it happen, but I think people are a little too afraid to use the power because they think it'll put a target on their back. And
well,
I think
there hasn't been a perfect opportunity yet.
The people who've had these powers have not been in a position where they're gonna end up on the block, so they haven't needed to use it.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler will use it if he has to, but you know, he's pretty safe right now.
Yeah, I hope we get to see them used though, because that will just, that'll change the game.
And speaking of, Sam's is going to expire, and if she doesn't use it this week, next week automatically it gets used.
It goes to the person who gets evicted.
On that 4th person who's evicted. So she knows that. She's told more people about that. She's basically told all of level 6 that they have to sort of control next week's HOH because they know that that person potentially will come back. So we'll fast forward to that. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Spoilers!
Spoiler time. So after the bros go on the block, they're pissed, right?
Straight pissed.
Yeah.
We got to see their true sides a little bit. And as we've sort of seen, discussed, Brett is definitely the more strategic one of the 2.
Absolutely.
He's obviously upset, but he's keeping calm. He goes to talk to Scotty in a very straightforward,
but direct,
not super pleasant, but not yelling at him way of just like, okay, well, now we see.
Right.
Winston, however, he is just straight emotionally a wreck.
He can't take it.
He does not like this at all, and he can't be cool about it.
Yeah, so he's sort of like stewing in his own anger for a little while, and then finally he's like, all right, I'm gonna go tell him off. So he goes and like yells at Scotty about next week you're gone, no questions asked, you're out of this house.
That's right.
And Scotty's like, okay.
People in the house were a little disappointed with how Winston reacted, but ultimately it's like, we gotta get this veto. One of them has to take themselves down. Nobody else wants to win it because then they'd have to choose something, figure it out. Right. So it's down to Winston or Brett taking themselves off or else no one knows what to do.
Yeah.
But
Scotty wins the veto.
they don't get it.
Yeah.
Scotty gets it.
So Scotty, which is great for him, he has all the power
Absolutely.
this week. He gets to keep the noms the same.
Not to
sure
mention,
enough,
that looks really good on your resume, Scotty.
Exactly.
Hello.
All the power week 3, which is, yeah, that's awesome. And sure enough, veto ceremony happened. And he did not use the veto on anybody, so our final noms are Winston and Brett. And I'm sure that Scotty's gunning for Brett at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, Scotty has made it clear that Winston doesn't really have a social game with Brett gone. That Brett is the mastermind between the two.
Which is so true.
That Brett has all the girls sort of fawning at him and thinking that they have a thing, and that makes him more dangerous.
Absolutely.
The rock stars and Fessy and those people who are on Scotty's side are seemingly okay with getting rid of Brett, but the Brett Winston alliance, the level 6, those girls are kind of bummed at how Winston's behaving, and they think Winston should go.
Yeah.
Because Brett's more charming, and they think they have Brett.
Of course, yeah.
I honestly can't call who's going home because the people in the middle, so we have to go into a little bit of Caitlyn drama because Caitlyn thinks obviously that she and Brett have a wonderful tight relationship, and so she wants to keep him. But after the bros lost the veto,
they cooked up a little plan.
they had to come up with something. What else were they gonna do?
Yeah.
So they decided to go to Scotty with a
Backdoor plan.
backdoor plan and a final 3 plan.
Yes.
You know, let's make a final 3 deal.
Right.
No one will even suspect
No,
it.
we'll keep fighting.
Yeah, but we'll really have final 3, and you can backdoor Caitlyn. I mean, that's a fun plan, but Scotty doesn't waver over anything.
No, Caitlyn, to Scotty, Caitlyn is not a bigger target this week than either of the bros. Like, there's no reason for him not to stick to this plan. It's a great plan.
Derail these
Break
two
up a duo.
Exactly.
Yes, like, there's no way that he's gonna stray from this plan.
But I can't fault the bros for trying.
You gotta try.
You gotta try.
Good for you. But then guess what Scotty does? He turns around.
We don't keep that a secret.
And he lets Caitlyn know.
He tells just about everybody, including Caitlyn.
Yeah, so then Caitlyn finds out that Brett's trying to stab her in the back, and she goes into a tailspin.
Caitlyn is not the most stable house guest. We've seen her sort of all over the map. So I'm still saying I don't know where her vote lies, and I don't know who she's going to influence over the next few days.
Sure.
We know one of the bros is gonna go. Well, I guess we don't, because I mean, Sam could potentially use her power. I just don't think she will.
Yeah.
But that has come up.
Yeah, that has been teased for sure.
But I would be surprised if she does.
Yeah.
But who knows with her?
You never know.
Like, you can't predict with her.
Totally true. Sam is completely unpredictable.
So I take back one of the bros is going home. One of the bros might be going home this week.
Yeah, right.
And which one, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think if Scotty gets his way, it's going to be Brett. Right. And I think that's the smarter move.
I do too.
But like you said, the people on Brett's side of the house might want to keep him because they might see themselves getting further in the game with him on their side. And Winston's kind of a nothing. Like, he keeps talking about how he's going to win these comps, but he can't really win comps. Like, day by day, he keeps turning more and more into Matt from last season, and it's not in a good way. And so I think the smart move...
That is an extreme statement.
I'm sticking by it. But yeah, I think the smart move is to go Brett, but...
I do too. Brett's definitely smarter than Winston.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Winston can win some physical competitions, but he hasn't done well so far.
Yeah.
So...
But maybe that's part of his strategy, because he has said the whole idea... at the beginning at least, is to play dumb and be a non-threat. So maybe losing is his
He should have won this veto.
Right? You need to win a comp when it counts, and you lost.
Yeah. We should talk about JC a little bit. We haven't talked too much about him because he's really riding that middle.
In a really great way. Like, nobody's... You don't think so?
No.
Nobody's talking about him, though.
They're starting to talk about him now, but yes, no one talked about him for a long time, which really surprised me because he flat out refused to join anyone's side to their face.
Yeah.
And I thought, wouldn't that trigger you to be like, well, he's obviously not trustworthy then?
Yeah, sure.
But they kept thinking that he was trustworthy because he'll tell you everything. But that just means he has a big mouth and he's telling everybody something.
Yeah.
So they're just now, like a couple people are just now like, I'm not sure about JC.
I can't trust him, okay.
But it definitely seems like he and Tyler have become a bit of a duo.
Well, I'm sure, because Tyler's got everybody on his side, seemingly.
Well, that's true. But I really was trying to figure out, like, does JC actually have someone? You can't be a loner in the game.
Right.
You have to actually have someone. And it might be Tyler. It's hard to tell because everyone's a little shady.
Yeah, right.
But it might be Tyler for JC.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I don't know who Tyler's really loyal.
Yeah, like, who is Tyler's real final two?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He's obviously protective of level 6.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand why he would want to keep the bros together.
Agreed. Yeah,
But
it doesn't make any sense. He seems to be kind of tight with Casey. Maybe she's his final two for real. I don't know.
Right. It's hard to say. But those two, I'm keeping my eye on game-wise to see if they keep flying under the radar.
Yes.
Or if people are legitimately questioning them. Because Caitlyn's causing so much drama that she and Rockstar a little bit, not nearly as much as Caitlyn, but the two of them might become more of targets because of their drama. And, you know, people like Tyler get to fly under the radar a little longer.
Yep.
Interesting. I love all the gameplay.
It's great. Such a good season so far.
What do you guys think?
Let us know down below and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.